Greetings from South Korea. I am Arirang News AI anchor. Here is the news-making headlines today. President Lee Jae-myung and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni agreed to bolster their partnership in semiconductors and promote denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. Lee hosted his Italian counterpart at the Blue House on Monday. The leaders announced a joint statement to bolster their strategic partnership in fields such as AI, aerospace and semiconductors, as well as critical minerals. As to regional and global peace, it stated their commitment to the complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula, as well as Korea's partnership with the G7. Other areas of focus were culture and people-to-people exchanges, and the safety of Koreans participating in the upcoming 2026 Olympic Winter Games in Milano Cortina. The International Monetary Fund has revised up its forecast for South Korea's economic growth to 1.9% this year. In its January World Economic Outlook released Monday, the IMF said the forecast represents a 0.1 percentage point upgrade from October. Global economic growth is projected at 3.3% for both last year and this year, following upward revisions of 0.1 and 0.2 percentage points, respectively. Global inflation is seen on a continued downward path, helped by softer energy prices. The IMF expects global inflation to have eased to 4.1% last year and to 3.8% this year, signaling a gradual deceleration. On Monday, the KOSPI smashed through the 4,900 ceiling, ending the session at a record-breaking 4,904.66. This is the 12th straight day of gains, and less than just a week since it smashed the 4,800 mark. But unlike recent large rallies driven by mostly chips, this milestone was fueled by a structural shift in the market's leaderboard. Hyundai Motors, which finished last week as the sixth most valuable company, jumped to third place in a single trading session, overtaking heavyweights like LG Energy Solution and Samsung Biologics. The automaker's market cap firmly breached the 90 trillion won mark, with its shares jumping more than 16%, closing at 480,000 won. Doosan Robotics surged 19.14%. While Hyundai Robot jumped nearly 30%. The World Economic Forum kicks off in Davos, Switzerland on Monday, and U.S. President Donald Trump is set to mark his return. Trump is leading the largest ever U.S. delegation at the event, with tensions already high following tariff threats against European allies including Denmark, Sweden, and the UK over opposition to U.S. plans to acquire Greenland. The U.S. president will speak at the WEF on Wednesday as he continues to put pressure on NATO allies to support his Greenland plan. The forum, which runs until Friday under the theme A Spirit of Dialogue, focuses on how leaders can work together in a world marked by growing competition, weakened alliances, and rising geopolitical tensions. Korean traditional martial art Taekwondo is moving toward a possible joint South and North Korea inscription on UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List. According to the Korea Heritage Service, plans are underway to submit a joint application to UNESCO in March. North Korea filed its own application in March 2024 for Taekwondo, traditional martial art in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and it is currently under review. A successful joint inscription would mark the second time the two Koreas have jointly registered an item on UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List, following Shidam, traditional Korean wrestling, which was recognized in 2018. That is all from me today. Thank you for watching.